Welcome back to Morning Joe. A number of films and television shows that touch on race have seen a big uptick in viewership since George Floyd's death sparked civil unrest and protest in this country. The Netflix series Dear White People has seen a 329% increase. Joining us now is that show's creator, writer, director, and producer, Justin Simien. Justin, it's great to have you with us this morning. As I said, there's been a lot of this. Ava DuVernay's documentary 13th has seen a big spike as people try to educate themselves. Kerry Washington's Netflix film, actually, American Son, same. What do you make of the uptick? I imagine it's got to be, I don't know if bittersweet is the right word, but at least you have to be conflicted about it. A lot of people are seeing it, but they're seeing it for terrible reasons in this country.
Yeah, it's an odd feeling. You know, it's like we've been speaking about these issues for so long. I mean, really, the beginning of my career is marked by finding a way to tell people about these issues. And so there's a sense of like, finally, people are paying attention. And it also, you know, there's something nice about, as an artist, I made something that can meet this moment. But as you said, the circumstances are devastating.
So, Justin, for people who haven't seen the series, Dear White People, just lay it out a little bit, because I think a lot of people, if they haven't already jumped into it, or they're not part of this 329% Netflix increase in viewership of your series, they'd be interested to check it out.
Yeah, come on in. The water is warm. You know, the Dear White People is not as aggressive as one might think. But it's basically about a group of Black students who attend a mostly white Ivy League college. One of them, her name is Samantha White. She has a radio show called Dear White People, where she calls out microaggressions. And the sort of reaction to that show, Dear White People, is kind of what the series untangles. And we follow these different Black kids who sort of sit at different intersections of gay and Black, or female and Black, or, you know, something else in Black. And we kind of explore what that experience in a comedic way.
So I'm curious, first of all, I think it'd be great if you could give us a few examples of what exactly microaggressions are and what the impact they have on people.
Sure.
But also with this jump in engagement, might there be an opportunity? And if so, what is it?
Yeah, I mean, to me, the opportunity of the show has always been to start a conversation. You know, it's not about blaming or saying that one group of people is wrong or anything like that. The whole point of it is that these kids who are Black and attend this school where everyone's very liberal and very white, what they're trying to say is that they're having an experience that, you know, the majority of this campus may not be considering. Maybe it doesn't look like the racism that you learned about in history class, but we are experiencing racism. And we can't sort of do anything about it by ourselves. Like we need some attention on these issues, which is exactly what I think is kind of happening at the moment. And, you know, examples of microaggressions, I mean, it's everything from reminding people that it's not okay to touch my hair, you know, to sort of pointing out the ways in which after tragic events like this, you know, virtue signaling, for instance, or, you know, being called multiple times to be asked if I'm okay, like just sort of explaining that some of these experiences are, you know, you might be inadvertently affecting Black folks in a negative way.
So two questions again. What's the best reaction to a microaggression, especially if you feel the person has a good heart, but is totally screwed up? That would be the first one. I'll let you answer that.
Well, I don't know if there's a such thing as a best reaction. I mean, I think people right now are making space to feel.
What's the most constructive way to communicate in the face of a microaggression?
Well, again, I think that at this time, because Black folks are, for the really first time, you know, that I can think of, are really demanding space to have the reactions that we need to have. So I don't know. Yeah. I mean, for me, like I like to respond with compassion, and I like to sort of meet people where they're at. And, you know, that's the whole purpose of why I do what I do as an artist. But if somebody has a maybe not so compassionate or constructive reaction, I think right now that might be all right.
So, Justin, it's been interesting to hear people interpret through their own lenses what they're seeing in the streets over the last 3 weeks, what all this energy means, all this multiracial, multi-generational energy means, and whether or not it means that this time is different and the country really is changing this time. What do you see in all that passion and that energy in the streets?
Man, I see a lot of pent-up expression. These are, again, things that I think Black folks have been saying until we're blue in the face and have been asking for allyship for so long. And I think what you're seeing is people waking up to the fact that, wow, this really is, even though I thought I was one of the good ones, I was on the good side of this. There are some areas of the Black experience that have fallen into my blind spots. And what we're seeing is the necessary outrage that has to come when a person realizes this. Every Black person of color, marginalized person in this country, at some point has to go through this cycle of outrage where we realize, oh my God, like this is really happening. This is really baked into the system. And, you know, white people don't necessarily have to have that moment in their lives. You can go through your life as an American citizen and never encounter that feeling. And right now we're just feeling a surge of people encountering that feeling for the first time. And it's terrifying and bewildering, but also exciting because it does feel new. It does feel like maybe we can do something this time that we weren't able to do before.
We would like to have many more of these conversations. The creator of the Netflix series, Dear White People, Justin Simien, thank you so much for coming on this morning. Thank you guys for having me. You're welcome. And just
thanks for checking out MSNBC on YouTube, and make sure you subscribe to stay up to date on the day's biggest stories. And you can click on any of the videos around us to watch more from Morning Joe and MSNBC. Thanks so much for watching.